Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. Hope everybody is having an amazing Tuesday. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I'm excited to get this day started. I don't think my voice wants to cooperate with me, but we're going to keep going on anyway. I hope you joined the show yesterday. Yesterday we had a little technical difficulty, but that's okay. Talked about your thoughts or your reality and what that means. Last week I talked a lot about stop saying I don't know, to set your mind, make up your mind so that you can do the things that you need to do. And today's, I'm going to wait for my fearless co-host to come in so we can get started on today's topic. Have you guys been enjoying the show? Like, have you really been, if you've been enjoying, if you've been with us since October of last year and really been enjoying the show, let us know so that we know what we're giving is of value to you, so that we know that you are enjoying the show, that you're getting the information that you need. So I would greatly appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that joins faithfully every morning. I love you guys. I thank you for everyone that shares the show and make sure other people hear it, that share our YouTube channel, because all of that is important. Oh, excuse me. All of that is important and vital to us. So thank you guys for doing that. I'm going to go ahead and pop in our Facebook site, so just in case you want to go ahead and share it with somebody, you can. And I got curls going every which way this morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am peachy. How you doing this morning?
Doing good over here. Excited. It's Tuesday. It's Take Action Tuesday. So I'm taking some action on some other things in my life. So I'm doing good over here. Um, Ready to go forward. The quote for today, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and get started with our quote for today. It's from Mr. Tony Robbins, one of the greats. Stay committed to your decisions, but stay flexible in your approach. Good morning, Kim. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Carl. To
God.
you as well. And yep, got my little co-host over here this morning, since he's here with us for a couple of days before he goes to Nanny and Papa's. Um,
No, it's only one more day.
one more day, okay, buddy.
It's Tuesday.
Yep, one more day before he goes to Nanny and Papa's.
Please
All right.
understand. One more day.
Yes. Okay, guys. So the quote: "Stay committed to your decisions, but stay flexible in your approach." So what does that mean? There are things that we say we need to do, things that we say we must do, things that are non-negotiables for us. But sometimes things just happen, right? Think a monkey wrench gets thrown into the plan, or something goes awry. There's a speed bump that comes up and you have to adjust your speed. But that's what you do. You press the brake for a little bit so you can get over the speed hump the right way and safely. Then you press the gas again so you can continue to go forward. So it doesn't mean you're changing the path. You're not changing the end game of where you're going. You're just changing the approach of getting there, right?
And
So
that's
that's
important.
essentially.
And that's important when you start doing something different, because the way you think you're going to get there may not be the way that you're actually going to get there. You don't want that to deter you or to stop you from where you're supposed to
Right.
be going.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good morning, Dominique. Thank you for joining us as well. So, guys, today we're going to talk about how to find the money to start investing. This is the financial confession and conversation this morning. And the reason I decided to move forward in this conversation is because there were several. Good morning, good morning. There were several comments that were made in regards to the fact that why people are not investing. And one of the comments that stuck out to me was the fact that one person wrote that a lot of people don't invest because they don't have the money to invest, because they spent their money on other things. So what I wanted to do today was to come on here and talk about, well, how do you find the money to start investing, right?
Mhm.
How do you now allocate the dollars that you want so that you can make your money, keep your money, and grow your money? That's the end game, right? That is the end result. You got to grow your money. We're talking about building generational wealth, building these legacies, right? That we hear others talk about, and how are they able to pass those things on? How did how do all these other individuals and families get to do this, but we've not accomplished that. We haven't been able to get to that. So where does it start? Where does it begin? Right? So you have to figure these things out. And one of the things I want to put out there on Front Street, let's put this on Front Street first. What's the difference between the way the poor and the middle class spend their money versus the way that the rich spend their money? See, the poor and the middle class, what we do is we get our money, we spend it first, then if there's anything left over, we invest. Make sure you hear that. You get your money, you spend your money, then if there's anything left over, you invest. But the rich do it differently, guys. They manage their money, they invest, then they spend what's left over. See, the only difference is the order. And what I need you to catch, and I need you to understand that, because until we get this in our mindset, we're not going to move forward. It's not about the amount of money that you make, guys. It's about what you keep and what you do with what you keep. That's why I say make your money, keep your money, grow your money. Say it with me. Make your money. Say, I make my money, I keep my money, I grow my money, right?
That's right.
That's got to be a personal thing for you, not for me to just say make your money, keep your money, grow your money. Yes, I'm talking to you, but you got to own that thing for you and feel that within every fiber of your being that that's what you're going to do, because that's ultimately the end game. So what I want to talk about first and foremost, before you know how to find the money to start investing, you have to know what kind of investor you are, right? You have to know the type of investor that you are. And we've talked about this before on the show, so I want to reiterate, I want to revisit this topic, because I feel that it is extremely, not that I feel, I know that it is very important to understand this, and to not only understand it, but also to take action on it. And these are adapted from Robert Kiyosaki's teaching around the different levels of investor. And you've heard me talk about the 7 levels of investor, and I won't go through all of them, but I need you to identify. So this is personal for you this morning. You need to identify where you are, right? What level of investor are you in? Then that's going to help you to determine what are the next steps around finding the money to start investing. Because oftentimes I hear you, there are so many other things that are going on in our lives, so many other things that we have prioritized, so many other things that we've put in front of this opportunity to now invest. So first of all, the first one is the non-existent investor, right? Good morning, Mika. Thank you for joining. The non-existent investor is the one that has no investments at all. You have no savings account. Good morning, Diane. Thank you for joining as well. You say to yourself, I don't make enough money to invest, right? The non-existent investor will continue to have that mentality over and over and over. So guys, as we go through this, I'm going to go through these different levels of investor and then tell you how to find the money to get into this investing game, because there may be some necessary adjustments. And trust me, I am not one who likes that minimalistic, frugalistic lifestyle. So I'm going to do things by any means necessary, right? To switch things up for me and my family. See, that's what's most important. So as you go through this process and identify where you are, then start thinking about how can I now be intentional, right? Because it's intentionality that moves us to our next. If you're not intentional in a thing, you're not going to be consistent in it, and ultimately you're not going to reach that goal. So that non-existent investor, See, they have a problem. They have a problem with their money management. And you think about it this way. So Mike Tyson, right? You all remember Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson used to make millions of dollars a fight. And over his span of his fighting career, 20 years worth of fighting, Mike Tyson earned over $400 million. 400, not 4, not 40, $400 million. But by the time he turned 39 years old, guys, Mike Tyson was negative $38 million in debt. Negative $38 million in debt. All right? So it's definitely about money management, and it's not about the amount of money that you make. That's why I say make your money, keep your money, and grow your money. See, we have to look at things differently. And there are tons of these types of stories that are out there, right? That you can now utilize to help you to transition to move to your next for those different levels of investor. So the non-existent investor says, I don't make enough money. And that's the mindset. But what we're talking about is now how we transition so we can find the money. The next level of investor, of course, is the borrower, guys. And that borrower, they have a high debt to income ratio. Why? Because they know how to spend money. They know how to spend money. And what the borrower typically does is once they get into a funk, they get into a bad place, they get into a depressed space, what do? They run out there and go shopping. They run out there, you create more debt, and you get all right for a little while, but then all of a sudden you're back in that same funk. And dare I say, the borrower oftentimes is worse off than the non-existent investor because of that vicious cycle that they continue to stay in. So identifying where you are is what's going to help you to get to your next as an investor. The next level of investor, guys, is the saver, right? And the saver used to be, that used to be the way to go. But for most part, the savers typically save to consume. You're saving to buy the car. You're saving to buy the house. You're saving to buy the big TV or whatever the case is, right? You're saving your money, yes, but you're saving it only to consume. It's not to build, right, in a different way, not to build generational wealth. And when we talk about looking at these things, guys, it's about investing so that you can now make, keep, and grow your money. The next one, guys, most of the middle class falls here. It's the passive investor, right? That passive investor is the one who says that I am going to invest in this 401k plan at work, or I have the best financial planner in the world, and they're going to take care of my money for me. And that investor is simply going to let things pass them and not recognize that for the most part, they're losing a lot more than they're winning because they're not paying attention to what's happening. Okay. So have you identified where you are as an investor? Because the majority of people fall into one of those places as an investor, right? Either because you haven't been educated, or you haven't had these conversations, or you have simply, it was not an area of interest for you or to you, right? And the thing that I want to say to you, even though most people will stay exactly where they are, it is possible to move levels. It's possible to go from a non-existent investor to a passive investor. It's possible to go from a passive investor to an active investor. And that active investor, y'all, so I skipped over one, the automatic investor. You have everything on autopilot. You're going to put your money in, but you're actively involved in your wealth plan. See, you have a wealth plan. You know what the end goal is, and you're somewhat involved. And then that active investor is all the way involved. They go through all the investment opportunities. They are interactive, whether it's stocks or real estate. It doesn't matter. They are completely all in. They're 100% all in their investing. So you say, Lynn, okay, that's good. I've now identified where I am. So how do I find the money? So based upon the type of investor that you are, I'm going to go through and give you some of these different things that you can do to start investing. And first and foremost, and this one is old school, right? And I figured there's a mixed audience there. There has to be some old school approach. Remember the cookie jar approach. Oprah talked about this even on her own show. And then they have commercials about it where the lady and the man is talking about the pennies that they save to purchase insurance. So they're putting all their they put all their coins into a jar. And then at the end of the month, they take those coins and they go out and they buy their life insurance in that particular commercial. So you can use that same concept for you in identifying the funds that you need to start investing. Yeah, it's small stuff, but in many cases, if you haven't started investing, you must start somewhere, right? Everyone has to start at the beginning. Everyone has to start somewhere. So you have to identify not only the type of investor you are, but what are the things that you can now do to start investing. So that's one of those things. The next one, guys, if you have not enrolled in your employer's retirement account, what are you waiting for? Why are you leaving money on the table? Because that is a significant opportunity there for you to be able to keep and grow your money and do it. And guys, there are tax advantages that come along with that. There are tax advantages that you are missing out on if you're not taking advantage of those opportunities, even as an entrepreneur. Then why are we not taking advantage of those accounts in which we can now invest to keep and grow our money? See, that's what's most important. Good morning, Chantal. Thank you for joining us. So in looking at this, guys, we have to recognize that there are different ways to do it. And you say, well, Lian, wait a minute. I don't have a broker. And I heard you cannot buy stocks without having a broker. Well, guys, things have changed. You don't have to have all of those large fees that are associated with a broker to now start investing. There are apps out there like Stash, Betterment, Acorn, Stockpile, you name it. The list keeps going on and on and on. There are apps out there, guys, that will allow you to invest and with minimal fees. In addition to that, guys, looking at it, you'll see that without a broker, they're called transfer agents. Let's just be real. They're transfer agents. They're taking the money that you are now using to invest and transferring it over so they can now purchase the stocks that you're interested in investing in. So identify what is the vehicle that you are going to use, because there are ways to do this, guys. There are simple ways to do this if we simply take a moment, be intentional in our actions, and decide what's the end game, right? What's that end goal? What is it that we ultimately want as we move forward? So it's time out for the excuses. It's time out for us saying, well, I don't make enough money. If you say that, then it becomes a reality, right? Because there's power in your words. So we now have to recognize and understand there are things that we need to do differently. So guys, as you're getting ready, as you're preparing to invest, I also offer a free 7-day course that helps you to get ready to invest. So if you'll go over to bit.ly, so that's bit.ly/7-day prep investing, where you can actually sign up for a free 7-day course that'll be delivered to your email inbox that helps you on this investing journey as you prepare. So that it helps you to go through this process. How do I have my financial foundation? How do I identify those funds? How do I now identify those funds to start investing? Where do I go? So this course takes you through the steps day by day that you can do. So go over to bit.ly/7-day prep investing so that you can now get this course. Also, while you're going through the process, there are those apps that I named. They don't have those expensive brokerage fees. So you can go in there and start getting those and get the guidance, get some support that is going to help you on this investing journey. And if you are in the Houston area, or if you are interested in an online live stream ticket, I will be speaking in Houston later this week, and I will be sponsoring some people. All right? If you're interested in those sponsorship tickets and you're going to commit to participating in the virtual event, also send me a message. Send me a private inbox message. DM me, as they said on Instagram. Send me a message and I'll follow up with you so we can have that conversation around you being intentional as you move forward. Because it's very important, guys. We have to do what matters most. And until you identify what it is that matters most to you, then investing is going to be a non-factor. So it's time to change the story and put our attention on what it is that we want. All right, guys. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach, and I appreciate you this morning for joining us, giving us your time. And I'm going to transfer it over to my co-host, Miss JoJo.
Good morning, guys. I'm over here. I was trying to drink water, and my voice is just not wanting to cooperate this morning. It's just angry at me today, and I don't know why. But thank you guys for joining the Fearless Morning Show. So the Fearless thought for today is very simple. Limitations and boundaries only exist at the places where you stop going beyond. Meaning you only have your limitations and boundaries where you stop at. So if you stop at I can't invest, then that's your limitations and boundaries to go any further. And what it's going to take is a change at the core of who you are to make that happen. So if you're, and here's my confession for today, and it's just my life story. So when I left my abuser and I started dating again, and I got caught up in a crazy relationship. So I just left a crazy marriage, and then I started in a crazy relationship. Well, it didn't start out that way. I was like, oh, well, this is all great. But then I got into a crazy relationship. And here's the thing, because old habits love old habits, old ways love old ways. When you leave crazy, if you are not committed to changing yourself at your core, if you're not committed, if your mind is not made up that you're absolutely not going to live like this anymore, you will invite crazy back in. Not only will you invite it, it will seek you out. You'll probably hold up a sign that says, hey, if you're crazy, come here and live with me. And so you invite crazy into your life because that's what you are projecting out. Remember I said your thoughts are the vehicle of your change, but they also attract what you want in your life. Please understand. With the life you're living right now is because the words that you spoke yesterday, last month, and the month before. So think about that. So it requires change at the core of who you are. So I got caught up in another crazy relationship, and I made every excuse, and I'm sure every woman that's been there can say, but he's a nice, he really is a nice guy, but if he just wouldn't do this, if he just wouldn't cuss so much, he's a nice guy. If he wouldn't go out to the club all the time, he really is a nice guy. If he wouldn't talk about my mama and them, he really is a nice guy. If he would just come to church with me, he really is a nice guy. And you keep making excuses and giving away the responsibility. You're allowing that person to you're taking away their responsibility to you in the relationship, be it friendship, relationship, moneyship, whatever it is. You are giving that person a free pass to treat you any kind of way. And so you're more than happy with the crazy that's going on in your life. But when you make up your mind, when you are convinced and you are determined that crazy shall live here no longer, and you won't make those excuses anymore, then, so here, let me tell y'all, since I finished this confession all the way out. So I was dating this guy, and, I done every excuse that I just named. And he would come over at 1 a.m. Oh, I'm, just getting out, just coming in. Yeah. So I was like making excuses. So I was like, oh, okay, well, and then finally something hit me. I just left crazy. Do I really want to continue in crazy? But I had been setting things up all along, and I did. Well, now I know, but I didn't know it. I started to change what I was reading. I started reading the romance novels because they were getting me nowhere in life. I stopped watching TV because that was getting me nowhere in life. And I started focusing on what did JoJo really want. And I started changing my mindset slowly but surely. And then one day, and then I found myself doing things that were so out of my character that I could not continue. And so when on this journey, you're making new rules to you, you're doing new things, and it requires changes at your core. So this gentleman comes up, and he honest to goodness, sweetest guy you will ever meet in your life. May not have been the guy for me. He comes over, and so we're talking, and he said, well, I'm ready for bed. And I said, well, no, we can't do that. So he was like, well, and it's the middle of the day. And see, when people don't respect you, they could care less about what you're doing, how you're doing. They only come for what they come for. And so, me being short, I got my little stool. Because when I moved in my house, my mother gave me a stool, and that was the only thing I had to sit on at the time for a long time until I bought some furniture. And then I got somebody gave me a purple couch, and the whole little story. So I get my stool, and I get on the stool, and I had gotten the things that he had in my house and put them in a bag. And that's how you start packing things up and moving things out. So I got the little bag. And I handed him back. He said, what's this for? I said, you have got to go. You have got to leave, because this here is not what I want. It's just not working. And that man looked at me like I had lost all of my mind. He was like, what? Because when you decide to change and you show it to somebody, they're going to have a hard time believing. And I stood my ground. I was like, no, you have to leave. I was standing at the door. He was like, what? So I nicely took him by the arm and showed him the door. I was like, no, you have to go. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. You have to go right now. And so this grown man, and I'm just telling all my business, but it's for the general, it's to help somebody. And he cried. He's like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. Like, and to this day, me and him are great friends. It just didn't, work out that way. I said, no, I just can't do this anymore. And for a long time, he would call and say, are you sure this is what you want to do? Because now, please understand, when you depart from crazy, it will always come back and remind you or ask you, are you sure you don't want to be crazy with me no more? Because, we used to have a good time. We used to hang out. We used to talk. We used to have, are you sure you want to give up this kind of crazy? Because I can change my crazy to match what you want. Crazy cannot change, okay? You the only one that can relieve yourself of crazy, but crazy cannot change. And so on this journey, when you have made up your mind and you deciding to live past crazy, you're going to have to pack that mess up and send it packing. You're going to have to stand firm when it comes back and says, are you sure you don't want to live in this crazy with me? Are you sure? And here's the thing that will get you. The past and memories I talked about yesterday, your body doesn't know the difference between the current and past. Your thoughts, crazy will remind you of past memories, and then it will get you back into a familiar place of thinking and a familiar place of emotions, because your crazy is going to be related to an emotion. It's going to be related to, how you feel, to a space when you guys were having a good time. It's not going to work. You're still going to be living in crazy. Please understand that once it has passed, that's what you have. So if you got to be committed, determined, and your mind has got to be made up that you're not going to live in this crazy anymore. The change is required at your core. You can say all day, hey, I'm ready to live past crazy in my life and my finances. But until you make that change at your core, until you make up your mind, until you decide this is not what I'm going to do, you will still invite crazy in. You will have a red flag over your house, over your car. No matter what you speak, the sign will still be above your head, because not only do you have to change your words, you've got to change your actions. So your limitations and your boundaries only exist at the place where you stop going beyond them. So release yourself from your limitations today. Let go of crazy. Start changing at your core. If you have made up your mind this is not what you want, then my friend, I encourage you to keep it moving on. Pack up crazy and send it on its merry way. And then when it reminds you, are you sure you want to give up this crazy? Because this crazy kind of fun. Remind them that, yes, I am not doing that anymore. And I hope that story helps somebody, because I think most women have been through that, where you've tried to get out of a relationship and then they remind you of the crazy that you thought was a good time. They remind you of it when it really wasn't a good time. It's just that you're so caught up in crazy that you can't see that it's not a good time. Right. So please be mindful of that. Pack your crazy up and send it packing on its way. Be committed to the change. at your core, and I promise change will happen and you will be stress free, a lot less stressed than what you are, because you'd be surprised at what crazy brings to you. All right, guys, that is the Fearless Thought for today. We're on the countdown for my birthday. My birthday is Friday. 4 more days. I'm excited. So I did a poll yesterday, and nobody liked any of my choices of my birthday things. So we have decided to go with the hair color. I think I'm gonna go with purple. So I think that's what I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go all the way. Like, I've been purple before, and people didn't know I had purple in my hair because I just did like a little light rinse, and you could only see it in the sun. But this time, I think I'm gonna go ombre purple. I think I'm just gonna do something different because I can't cut my hair. Cousin Carl has said I couldn't cut my hair. The kids said no cutting the hair, so I'm going to keep it, but it is going to be a different color. What color? I don't know yet, so we're going to check it out. But all right, guys, in celebration of my birthday, all of the Be Fearless products are on sale, so you can go over to bit.ly Faith Fist and get your we have the Be Fearless blueprint over there. I have the Be Fearless journey, as well as, if you go over there, I have my free reading list of the books I read to help me get past crazy, and something that I continue to read, and I will continue to add to that list as I go. As we close out the morning show, please make sure that you guys share this video with somebody who you know may need to hear the confession for today. And if they do not have Facebook, of course, that's our YouTube channel, so that they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows there, because we are over, how many I say? 120 strong, 130 strong over there, so they can binge watch. We have like 4-5 seasons of Fearless Morning shows over there. So make sure you guys go over there and watch it. Anything else before we go for the day?
Again, guys, thank you for your time. We know that's your most precious commodity. You can't get that back, and you decided to come and spend it with us. So we appreciate you for that. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, I said it, America's #1. Don't forget to contact me, guys, if you're interested in the event, the Millionaire Builders Boot Camp that's happening this weekend in Texas. I'm sponsoring a few people on some tickets. Send me a message via inbox, so I holla at you, girl. Right? That's how we say it. My baby will be here. He'll be like, Mama, don't say that anymore, please. Don't
My
say
kids
that
me
anymore.
All the time about slang. We were talking to the girls I tutor. We were talking about that last night. They was like, I don't understand. I'm just talking normal, and people give me a hard time. They are so cute. All right, guys. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. Take Action Tuesday. Pack up your crazy today, guys. Leave it alone. Pack it up, seal it tight, and ship it on its way until it can, with no return address on it. How about some of that? So, guys, have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you here bright and early in the morning. Have a good one.
Signing off.